right, Central here, back with another video. I'm with my guys. The Straightjacket podcast is back. No corona, lad. There's no corona down here. The Ollie juice. Guys, we're back with another video. Straightjacket podcast is back. I told you guys, we don't stop working. We're here every day. And obviously, you guys, we have to keep our social distancing. You've been moaning about social distancing now. But now we are lockdown city. Feels like we're in Mogadishu, man. Noradin. Feels like Mogadishu.
Trust me.
You know what I mean? Shout out to the people in Mogadishu and all the war-torn countries that are having this every day. Syria, Congo, you know what I mean? You know what is it? It's a reality check of what is like to be locked down and to be in your own house. And you know what I mean? And you don't have anything. You basically have to rely on the essentials in life, man. You know what? It's a very, very humbling opportunity, man. Someone was saying we should have this every month, where we have a lockdown every month. Everyone cleanses their soul. Everyone, I don't know about you guys, but Aaron, how are you doing anyway?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I'm just here at home, just filling my days by waking up, always going for a morning walk outside for fresh air. And then, making some food and then just settling down, playing FIFA and watching Netflix.
Netflix and chill, yeah. No chill, though. No chill.
No. No chill.
Yo.
Just the Netflix.
Yo, I know somebody in Jordyland that might have something to say about that, Rude Boy. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, please.
Yo. I know.
No, don't bait him out, man. Don't bait him out. She might be watching this. You never know.
Trust me, mate. Yo, just to let her know, Aaron is no chill. Just straight Netflix video game. No chill.
How are you, Lord? Man, looks like you got a trim there, but obviously I've got no trim here. You know what I mean? You're looking clean, man.
Yo, man,
you're beating the corona.
Yo, man like me, mate, I knew we were on uncharted waters. Man like me had to quickly see my barbers like, yo, Benny, East Africa brother, Benny, shake me up, Rude Boy, because he's like, well, what's going on? I'm like, listen, I might not see you for a couple of months, mate, or maybe a couple, 3-4 months. Shake me up. And he did that last week, yes. About last week, Thursday, I think. He shake me up. So, man like me's the only man who's got fresh training at me. I'm going out there like that.
You know what? By the time we finish him out, have an afro like me.
Trust me.
How you been anyway, Norton?
You know what? It's been mad, It's been mad because so today is day 3 for me working from home. Before that, I was working. I mean, it's interesting to see what Aaron says. I would like to ask Aaron, did he not get the laptop? Did he not start doing work from home? Or have they just shut the complete down in his company? Have they just said, right, we're going to get the 80% wages from the government and we're going to just send you guys home and you guys have no jobs till all of this passes over?
So I've not received the laptop because so it was 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago. I went into self-isolation. You're just out of precaution because I care about myself and I just wanted to be careful. So on a Thursday, I went into self-isolation and didn't go into work. Thursday, Friday, and then that same weekend on a Sunday, I received a text from my manager and she was like, everyone that's coming to work via public transport is advised to stay home until further notice. So I was like, okay, cool. And then the next day I sent an email and just inquired about my wages. And they said that, I would just get my wages normally, full wages. And then obviously the lockdown was announced and we had another email from the CEO and obviously him saying the same thing, just to stay home and to stay safe and, take care of yourself and things like that. And man, for the moment, we're just receiving our wages as normal. But
as you should do.
I didn't get the opportunity to get a laptop so that because it takes time to get the laptop, and before you even get the laptop, they have to put in the systems, they have to update everything, and they have to give you all the share drives and things like that, and that takes time in it. So I think they didn't have the time to do that for me. So I'm just at home chilling, bro, just doing nothing.
So what was the last time though? But you need to keep checking though, just to make sure you're getting paid, Rude Boy. Because if this thing goes in longer, you just want to know, have that in an email. Do you know what I mean? Man like me is giving these young men them guarantee things, mate.
Yeah, don't worry.
It has to be on there, mate. On that small print, mate.
That small print,
mate.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. I got paid today. Today's payday, so I'm good.
Yo, no wonder he's late. You know what I mean? He might have
You know what?
a bit of chilling, yo. I'm telling you.
I was buying a few things, you know, because I was on the phone to my guy Neil Ashton. He asked me to buy a couple of things for him. You know?
Come on, Aaron, steady on there.
I had to go buy. Neil Ashton asked me to buy some bread, and then Edward would phone me as well, ask for some milk. You know what I mean? So man, I had to.
They give you money out here, man. We're rich, innit, man. Obviously, we have to start with Man United news. Today, everyone got an email. I don't know if you got one, Aaron. A membership email saying that United are looking to carry on the season, but they said to us that if it does be cancelled, that they will refund the remaining games, or they would correspond that into the next season for the season ticket. Judging by that email, does it not look like to you, Aaron, that United think that the season will go ahead, or do you still think like us? I still think it's going to be voided. I just can't see it happening for me. What do you think on that email? Do you think you're reading into it too much, or do you just think that they're trying to get it done like the rest of us? They want football back.
I think, I was surprised when I got the email, but I was like, when I read it, I was like, come on, guys, you're forcing it, because I think they're trying to make people still, you know, keep their money aside just in case, innit, so that when it does come back, they can just take the money out and they'll do it without even telling you.
Yo, man, not even telling you, man. You know what I mean? Give me heart attacks on that. You get what I mean?
So, yeah, I think
forget that, Sati. Forget that, Sati. Just ask him his next year. Ask Edward with his next year, man.
Well, Edward, what do you think of the season tickets? Yeah, good for the dude. Yeah, man, he said he's all right, man. Everything's all cool, he said.
So, yeah, I think with the email that they sent to everyone, I think they're trying to rush everything back. I'm siding with you, side. I think it will get voided. It's just I think it's just going to be a matter of time. They're probably looking at different possibilities right now, but sooner or later they're going to realize that because of the outbreak of this virus, man, it's just going to be impossible. I mean, now we're looking at the 30th of April. This is impossible that we're going to start playing football again by the 30th of April. Impossible.
And man, like Lourdes guy, Boris has got it, man. You know what I mean? Everyone's coroned up, Boris. What's happening?
Listen, I went to Aldi this morning to do a food shop. Yeah, so I thought, let me just get my backpack and a little bag, and man, I'll just walk to Aldi and then just get my stuff, bro. I get there, and I thought I was just gonna walk in. Fam, there was a whole queue, bro.
Yeah, one at a time now.
Bro, I queued in to go into Aldi, and I got in. Obviously, I did my shop, and I got to the cashier and stuff, and I get a notification. So I check on Twitter, and I'm like, what? Boris Johnson's got what? I was like, right, and Twitter was going off, like people like sending memes and everything. Like, no chill at all from people, but
no chill, haram man.
So yeah, it was a bit of a surprise to me, but to be fair, on the other hand, it wasn't, because my man was giving press conferences where he was saying, I went to hospitals and I was shaking everybody's hand and I'm gonna carry on doing it, and I was just like, come on, bro, like, do you not care about your own health? Like, you know what I mean?
Lord, what are you saying? Is it a conspiracy? You got any conspiracy theories?
No, I don't do conspiracy, man. I just look at the landscape, man. I know what I'm talking about when I know the Conservative Party, and when I know a guy called Dominic Cummings, who's basically the czar, who's basically the little brain inside Boris's head. It's a guy called Dominic Cummings. Look, check it out. You know that death toll is going up by 100 by a day or whatever. It's going up a lot. And you know that they got this massive arena in London. They're turning the massive into bed. So basically, they're thinking about doing the same for the GMX. You know, GMX, right, in Manchester, just on the other side of where I work, actually. Just the other side of the train tracks, in the square just there, outside the Central Library. So you know what's going on in it. You know what's going to happen. My guy, I said a meeting in it in the morning, looked at him, Matt Hancock is our health secretary, right? They looked at each other and said, when these deaths start rolling in by the hundreds, people are going to ask questions, because, first of all, the equipment that the nurses needed and the doctors needed and all of the frontline staff needed are the wrong equipment. The equipment they've got is not even the adequate equipment. They knew about this. The government was advised to take precautions and measures 11 weeks ago. 11 weeks ago they were told. 11 weeks ago. They were told that you need ventilating machines 11 weeks ago. They were told that you might need testing kits 11 months ago. All of these different things they were told, they knew, right? So the man's chilling it. They were doing a more hell of a more Netflix and chill, mate. They were doing more. They were
doing the
more.
most.
Yo, they were doing Netflix and plus some more, mate. And you know the rest, right? So now, panic time, innit? So the deaths are coming in, the death rate is going up, and more people have been infected. So they're panicked, innit? And the first they said, remember, we talked about it on the podcast, I said herd immunity. Herd immunity means that enough of the population get it, and then everybody's immune, and then those who are not going to be immune to it die, so be it. That's what they said. That's exactly the wing words. But now, today, they're looking at each other saying, listen, I'm going to say I got the corona. Why? Because the deaths are rising, the people want answers, and who's more answer than a prime minister? He's got to come and face the country, and Matt Harcourt looks at him and says, well, why are you sending me out? Well, he says, all right, well, I'll say, say afternoonish, I got it. By about mid-afternoon, you say you got it. So what does that do? Takes both of them out of the public eye. Because then them man cannot come and answer questions right there and there on the whole nation. Trust me.
And do you know what?
This is called pure PR. It's to win sympathy. First of all, it's to go, oh, Boris, he's got it. Matt Hancock, he's got it. And then to build sympathy and support. Secondly, is also to avoid the hard-hitting questions, because now people who knew, people are coming out and saying the government were warned 11 weeks ago. Where was these things? So now they're running out of ventilated machines. You know the ventilation machines? Basically, those machines are there to help you breathe. So they're getting that, you know, the guy who made Dyson, you know, the Hoover Dyson to make
Dyson,
yeah. I think his BA systems are doing some. What's the other called? There's a airway company, another airway company, that are doing it as well. So there's a couple of aerospace companies that are doing it, but it's gonna take time. By the time they design it, they got to design it quickly in isolation, right? So all of these engineers have to do it, and then test it, and then get it out. So I've been deaking all of that information. Like I said, Straight Up Podcast viewers, I got your back with the facts. Don't listen to any word I say. Do the research. Do the research. Get past the propaganda. Like I said, Dominic Cummings is the Neil Ashton of Boris Johnson.
And do you know what? To make it, just to wrap up on that bit of Boris, and even the medical guys apparently got the corona as well. The one that's Boris Johnson's right-hand man, apparently. But just going back on that, Nuruddin, obviously you've seen it, the season ticket and whatnot. But judging by that, Nuruddin, do you think that Man United will hope to get the season running, or do you still think it's looking a bit jiffy?
You know what? I cannot see the season going ahead because we've not even hit the peak yet. I'm only watching the deaths. I'm only watching. Before I was thinking, you know what? Maybe we can come out at the end of it, and then maybe behind closed doors. Now, just by the research that I've done today, I can't see it. And you know what? This one, I've got to give it to you, Saeed. I've got to give it. It's got to be fair. I'm fair. I'm always fair. I've got to give it to you. So for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, you've been saying you can't. I know partly it's because you want the Scousers social distance forever from the Premier League.
So listen, social distancing is mad. You
know what? Liverpool FC social distancing from the trophy, mate, like that. Liverpool FC's here. The trophy's there.
Shout out to Rizzy, man.
You won that permanently. But I got to give it to you. I can't see it. I think Spain has already been killed off. They said, see you later. There are mass other sports around the world where they're saying, see you later. And to me, what's even fascinating now is the knock-on effect of next season. So forget about finishing the season now, right? I've been, you know, one of my brethren subscribes to The Athletic, right? And he's been sending me some stuff like, he's just been like, you know, check this out, Nuruddin, check this out. And basically, there's been a meeting between all of the like 20 CEOs, and some of them are like, how can you talk about playing football where people are dying? We've got deaths in hospital beds, and all of the things that is going on. And then could you imagine one of the footballers gets a broken leg and he has to go into hospital? And then could you imagine that? Like his lawyers, can you imagine that? The Premier League will get sued. Anybody who basically gets that. So I personally think we've not hit the peak yet. The peak's like the next couple of weeks, apparently.
May.
So if we come out of it, if the peak is done then, let's say June, July, would we try to quickly finish? Like they said, like every 2 days there's a game. Every 2 days, can we do it? I don't know. But one thing I do know is that normal life has to schools have to be back. Everything has to be back. for the Premier League to football. Football has to be one of the last things to come back because it's mass gathering. And even if you sit behind closed doors, you're going to think about, what about everybody else, the TV man, the coaches? Somebody gets it. See you later.
Yeah. Basically, guys, this Straightjacket podcast today, I want to look at the future for Man United. And I want to look at, do we have a future? Can you see any players rising up? And do you see, hey, not Ollie, Pochettino, baby. Listen, I've had enough of Ollie, mate. You know what I mean? But Aaron, I want to come to you first.
Yeah.
Does the future for Man United look good in terms of? I want to look at first in terms of players for me in the academy. You know, we went to the academy game the other night. You know what I mean? We've seen that Hannibal Majebri. We've seen the guy now that signed a deal. I don't know the Dutch guy. He signed a deal. You know what? For once, do you see the future for Man United looking a bit bright now in a minute?
It does, man, and it's looking very promising. Like you just mentioned, Mashbury, incredible player.
What a talent, man!
What a talent!
If nobody doesn't know him, I don't know if you've seen him before.
No, I've seen him, man. I've watched him, man. I watched him before United started.
Man. Crazy talent, and you've got the Dutch guy that's just signed his pro contract, Hogewerf. You've got people like,
by the way,
he's really for a very short striker. He's very good.
His headers,
very quick.
His headers are unbelievable. His headers,
bro. He's got a sick leap. You know, he's got a very good leap. And then you've got people like Ted and Mengi in defence. You've got Deshaun Bernard. So yeah, man, the future is looking promising. Not just because of the people that playing with the under-23s, but looking at the people that came from the under-23s as well, that broke into the first team this season. Brandon Williams, Angel Gomez got time. Well, not as much as I would have liked.
Wow.
But Angel Gomez played minutes for us. Chong played minutes for us. That game we played away against Astana. A lot of youngins played. So the future's looking very, very promising, man. So I'm looking forward to the next seasons, introducing them step by step, here and there, let them play a little bit, get them a bit of experience. So yeah, man, it's looking very, very, future's looking bright, man. Very bright.
Loredin, for you look at the Chong signing. I don't know about you, about the Chong signing. Couldn't we have got a better player in that position instead of Chong? Is he, is he a kind of player that for you will progress in the next 4 or 5 years when you looked at him now?
I hope so.
Do you think it's justified we gave him a contract?
I think, yeah, because the only thing I can judge him by is that on the 23s, he won the best player, I think, twice or once. Yeah. He definitely won it last time. And I think certain footballers, certain young players reach their physical capacity at different levels. He still looks like he's still he's still a boy, like he's a very young boy, you know what I mean? And I think with the right diet, with the right development, he needs stability. One thing he needs stability. And he needs the right people to be working with him to up his game, because I think just that he set up the goal for Greenwood. When was that? What game was that? Where he just got that injection of energy, pace to get away from someone. And yeah, that was it. It was that team away, the Austrian team away, when he came on.
Last.
Last. Yeah. So I do see aspects of his game that is explosive, that's really good. Like the fact that he likes to go out to the byline and whip a ball in. So there are aspects of his game that I'm thinking, you know what, I can see there. And sometimes with a little bit of help, a little bit of encouragement and confidence, you can really see. Just through the grapevine, I'm hearing positive things regarding Gomez. I'm hearing positive things. It could be that the thing about the corona, it could be, that's what it could be. It could be his family are saying, yo, I'm not sure about going to like Italy or Spain or these things, because NHS is about it, you know what I mean?
That's free life.
NHS, free health, mate, you know what I mean? It could be that. So I'm hearing
shout out to the NHS, by the way. Shout out to the NHS.
Yo, shout out to the NHS. But you know your boy Boris wanted to sell that to Trump, innit? You know that, don't you? Don't listen to me. Just read the Tory manifesto. And the Tory ideas were to basically privatize large parts of large parts of the NHS.
I've got my tissue ready, man. I've got my tissue ready.
Yo.
No wash your batties.
Yo, you got to wash that batty, lad, all day, every day. But so there is an aspect of it, I think, yeah, there is really good talent. And I've got to say, Ollie's giving Mans a chance, because your boy Jose would not have been giving anybody no
I
chance.
was never a Jose fan. Why do you always assume that I'm a Jose fan?
Saeed.
You get this
Saeed.
wrong. I'm never a Jose fan.
Saeed.
I'd rather have Jose than Ole. Let's get it right.
Wow, that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm just.
I'd rather have Jose than Ole, man.
No,
Ole, yeah.
No,
but I'd rather have Jose than Ole, man. Yeah. We won trophies under Jose. We won under Jose.
I don't like Jose, man. I don't want him.
April Fool's, guy. April Fool's came a bit early. I was only joking, guys. April Fool's came a bit early there. Are you kidding me? Never.
Yo, people can I say something?
People are not going to forgive you for that one, man. They're going to come at you in the comments, bro.
But I want to talk on the... Sorry, go on.
Actually, privately, he's already said that to me. He said to me, you know what? When we were losing after the Burnley game, and he said to me, you know what? At least Jose, we would not have lost that game with Jose. So listen, Saeed, he's already there, lad. He's already there.
Aaron, I want to come back to you with Angel Gomez.
Yeah.
How on earth, how long has this taken United to see the talent of Angel Gomez, to not give him a contract? Why have they given John a contract, who, for me, credit to where it's true, he's a good player, you know what I mean, he's done what he's got to do. But why have they given him a contract? And I get some contracts are complicated and, some things don't come at a certain time, but what do you think has been gone wrong? Does Angel Gomez want more money? Does a couple not see him as a talent? Do they think he's a greedy, Portuguese? I don't know. What's made him not sign a contract?
It's a hard one, man. It's a hard one, but I guess you can say this is where you come and say, that phrase that says you don't know what you have until it's gone. I think that's one of those cases. If Gomez leaves and he goes to shine at another club, we're going to look at this and go, oh, what have we done here? Do you know what I mean? And this time, there's not going to be a Raiola where you can blame it on. There's not going to be Angel Gomez or his attitude you can blame it on, because you look at his attitude, it's spot on. When he comes into the first team, he trains with them, professional attitude. When he plays, gives it all. Do you know what I mean? And you can see it on the pitch, man. He's silky. The touch is there, the vision, everything's there. He just needs game time. It's the same thing with Fred. The reason why Fred is so good now and one of our most important players is because he's got game time. You need to give him minutes. If you don't give him minutes, he's not going to progress. And people are saying, yeah, he's not good enough. He's had his chances. He's had 3 games, bro. He's had 3 games. And those 3 games were not even full games. There's 10 minutes here, 20 there, and maybe half an hour in another one. So for me, 3 games or 3 incomplete games is not enough for a young talent like him to show what he can do. And I think as well, like I said, you can't blame it on his attitude, because like I said, when he trains with us or he plays with the first team, he's professional. He even goes to play with the under 23s and as low as the under 18s, fam. That tells you a lot about the guy.
He was in Bruges.
He was in Bruges playing a friend.
I met him there,
under
man.
19s, bro.
I met him there and I said to him, what are you doing, man? Come on, man.
If that doesn't tell you that the guy wants to stay and he's willing to do anything just to stay, fam, then I don't know what he has to do. Honestly, I don't.
Your boy Ollie, man. Why does he not like him? Nuruddin.
So just give you a bit of context about young players and contracts. Young players who are not currently in the team, right? So who haven't got like first team, who are not making 3, or like Aaron said, he's only had 3 or 4 here than there, 10 minutes, 20 minutes here or there. When you come to sign that contract, young players dominated them because they're eager. They are saying, I want to be able to play percentage. Now, even though we might not like it, but there's guarantees given. Within that contract, you're going to start, this is your breakout season. You're going to be able to play so many games of this. I think that's where the stumbling block is. I think Gomez understands his talent. I mean, he's Nani's cousin, innit? You know what I mean? That's like the family. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we know his brother, we see his brother, innit? Me and you gripped him up in the middle of a dance floor, you know what I mean? And like, I just got him in the headlock and I was like, just tell Angel, sign the damn thing, man. Do you know what I mean?
And he was just there thinking, yo, listen, let me drink my drink.
Yo, and I was holding him. And even when I was leaving the club, man, I grabbed him again and I was like, come here, talk to me. I was like, listen, tell Angel, you know what I mean? He grew up here. He's a Manc. He speaks like a Manc. You were saying about he's Portuguese. He plays for England, man. He played for that team that won the World Cup arena. That on this, you know what I mean, on the 16 or on the 17s. So that's what I'm saying to you. So for me, I think that's what it is. It's the minor details between his representative and Man United, and there's a quibble because sometimes what clubs like to do is like they want to show the strength, and the manager, or not even the manager. The club will go, "You're not demanding that much wages, and we're not guaranteeing you. We're not guaranteeing you a playing time of whatever percentage. You just got to sign it. You've got to sign that contract, and then when you sign it, you commit your future to Man United. Then you get the benefits, and then you will be rewarded. You know, when you work hard, right? The other thing what Aaron was saying was that he has, at the end of the day, he's still under YTS contract with Man United. He's under contract. So if Man United say, we're going to Peru to play tomorrow, Angel Gomez has to go, right? So it's not about that. The things, what you're saying, what you're getting at, I don't want to speak for you, is that he's not been coming out in the press saying, I'm going here, I'm doing this, Man United or that, Man United or this, right? You know, through his agent and stuff like that. He's not doing that. He's keeping his head down and he wants to succeed here. The problem with me was that I actually like the fact that he didn't play as much in a struggling team. There's certain young footballers, when the team's struggling, and then, classic example is Chong, where we were struggling and Chong comes on and everybody's looking to Chong, like looking to 18-year-old.
Yeah, it's not good.
And the amount of pressure that comes on those young players. You hear it with certain fans, even though Greenwood has had the most unbelievable season. Certain fans are like, what has he done? He's not done anything. He's not contributing to the game.
Ricky, shout out Ricky.
What? You know what I mean? Double figures.
That's what I'm saying to you. To me, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. To me, I've still not seen the Greenwood, the form of Greenwood, because to be fair to him, he's got outside of the boot on both feet. He can pass it with both feet. He can come and link the play the 1-2s. He can drop in the hole. He can go left. He can go right. He can hold the ball. I've not seen him because to get used to that, to do what you did in youth football, you need to get strength and you need to get games for you to be able to show that, to get used to big man football because the pace is a lot quicker. So that's where I see it. And I'm like, aspects of me, when Greenwood and Chong are getting all the heat, I'm like, I'm glad Gomez ain't in there getting it the same. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we've been on 11 consecutive wins, right? 11 wins we've had. The team is buoyant. The team is confident. You've got somebody like Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, Gomez, Portuguese heritage, can speak Portuguese, can play those balls.
Can learn off him, though.
Yeah, he can learn from him. So I'm guessing now he's looking at it, he's thinking Pogba might be staying. Bruno might be, Bruno's here. There's a bounce in the team, that there is all these different kind of energy. Other players are finding form. Why the hell would I want to go and risk and take my family to Italy or Spain? Do you know what I mean? And then they have to get used to that culture, even though he's
Chelsea wanted them. Chelsea.
Yeah, he's heritage. Now, you know what? I can't believe he would go to Chelsea. Deep down, Angel is a United fan. Like I said, we know his brother, man. We know him. Do you know what I mean? We know his brother. We see him around. They're Manx. Do you know what I mean? They're like me and you. Do you know what I mean? They're like us.
Like us, yeah.
I can't see them thinking, yeah, we're going to go to play to Chelsea. I can't see that. I think if they're going to go, it's going to be somewhere abroad. But I'm hearing good things. That's all I'm saying. I'm hearing good things. Also, today, I've had a bit of an update on your boy Gomez situation. Sancho situation. He's definitely putting the feelers out there. He wants to go to United. He's definitely doing that.
Agent Durden, yeah.
This is really like good sources. Like, obviously you're reaching out to people, innit? Everybody's reaching out to everybody. Everybody's reaching out to everybody where you're connected. Two of my brethren, you know what I mean, who I used to play football with. You know what I mean? I don't want to shout their names on here, you know what I mean? I don't want to get them in a you know what, but they know people and they're telling me, and I you know what, when I was chatting to one of them today, I was just like, is there any truth about Sancho? Like, because you know what, they go out and that, they're in that footballer circle, you know what I mean, going out in Manchester, you know, that football, you know, the footballers who get in the table there with the champagne and all that, they're into that, they're part of that world, innit? And obviously, Sancho's got connections in Manchester to that world because he used to live here. Do you know what I mean? So they're saying he's putting the feelers out. He wanted to come last season, but United didn't want to put up the money. And that's again, Woodward is next year, you know what I mean? Ashton's there in front of you. Just tell them.
No, but let's talk about that. Let's talk about Aaron. If Woodward puts a serious bid in of 120 to 150 million, will Sancho come to United?
Yes.
And will Dortmund accept that? For me, from a journey perspective, would Dortmund accept 120 to 150 million?
Yo, at this moment in time, they'll accept 80 million.
No, I think Dortmund will accept anything from 100 mil. They'll accept it. Maybe, just maybe, they might do 90 because this is similar to the situation with Ousmane Dembele. Apart from Ousmane Dembele kind of forced his move because he didn't train and whatnot. I don't think Sancho will do that. But this is kind of a similar situation. So Dortmund know they can't keep Sancho for long. They know they have to let him move on so that they can use the money to then find a replacement and find the next young superstar. Do you know what I mean? So they know that.
Yeah, they will find that.
Yeah, they will. They will. They've been doing it for 2-3 seasons now, so they will. So anything above 100 mil, they'll take it. They'll say yes, deal done, take him, Sancho, off you go. Thank you for your service. The question is, are we actually, or is Woodward actually gonna go to the bank and get that 100 mil?
I think he will, man.
Are we?
Is it the time? Is it the time to respect Woodward? If he pulls off Sancho, do we respect Woodward?
Are we?
No.
Is Woodward are we United for the first time in our history gonna spend 100 million on a player? Because remember,
if we were to do that, I would absolutely.
Yeah, that's gonna be national news if we do that.
If we were to do that, I'll get a Woodward poster. Honestly, behind me, yeah, you can see behind me. If Woodward signs up Sancho, I'll get a Woodward poster and I'll stick it in, mate. My bedroom wall, yeah.
You heard it here first.
You heard it first, mate. If he signs Sancho in the summer, there's a Woodward wall going there. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. No, it did. Don't put our face on there. Respect the guy's name. Respect his name, man, yeah? Woodward could do it.
Yo, Eric, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Eric, you know when you got symptoms of the corona, does he make you delusional?
I think it does. I think it does. It makes you say stuff you don't actually mean, And
no, but honestly,
you start having hallucinations about Ed Woodward and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly, though, Nuruddin, if he pulls off the signing, yeah, have you got to respect Woodward?
If he pulled off Sancho, if he pulled off Partey, or the guy who plays for Leicester, what's his name? I always forget his name.
Ndidi.
If he pulled off Ndidi, if he pulled off Sancho, and then whatever we stays, and then maybe we pull off a striker, right?
Come on, you're asking for too much now.
No. Listen, are you kidding me? Calm down. If those three big signings happen this season for Man United, if Thomas Partey or Ndidi, one of those two, and Sancho comes, and a striker comes, then I would say, I will take the banner out that Woodward dead Woodward FC. That's all I'm doing. I'm not gonna praise him. I will just take that bit.
Why can't you not praise him though?
FC. No, I ain't praising because you know what? That guy sent me. You know what he sent me? He sent me to the caves, mate. He sent me to the caves. My head's been spinning, mate. And I'm nearly been crashing my bikes and stuff like that out of frustration with him and the Glazers, man. You know what I'm saying to you? That guy, you know what? My therapist is going to bill Ed Woodward, right? For my
like Piers Morgan.
Trust me.
No, but Aaron, though, if we were to sign, obviously we're looking at the future of Man United, but if we were to sign Sancho and we would have him for the next 5 or 10 years, yeah, how much would he improve Man United in terms of just sheer quality? He knows the Premier League. He knows that everyone in the Premier League, he would be adjusting the pace. Obviously, he would get absolutely, clarted every week. People are looking to foul him every week. But in terms of the generational talent, imagine him on the Premier. Imagine coming to Old Trafford and knowing that Sancho is going to tear up the Old Trafford lights. How mad is that?
That would be absolutely, bro. Oh, that would be amazing, bro. Because the guy, if we sign Sancho, that is our right wing problem solved instantly. Like the guy, he's got more than just pace to him. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes he can do the little shimmy here and there. He can, dance around defenders, make them look dizzy. The little skill. He can go around the outside and whip across him, but he can also come inside, use his left foot, shoot towards the goal, come inside and pass. He can also play from the left, so we can interchange during games. He can play up front, like he's got the football IQ. The decision making is good. He's an overall perfect winger for us, man. And if he comes to United, yeah, bro, trust me, I'm not going to say we're going to challenge for the title, because I believe that to challenge for the title, just having good players isn't good enough. You have to have a specific plan. You have to have a system where you can bring your players out to the pitch and let them play in your system. Having great players on the team is not enough. I mean, the Lakers had LeBron James when he first signed the first season. They didn't do nothing. Do you know what I mean? Just having LeBron James on your team doesn't guarantee you the NBA title. Just like just having Pogba and not just having Pogba, just like having Pogba, Martial, Rashford, Bruno, and Sancho in your team doesn't guarantee you the Premier League title. You have to create a system in which they can all thrive. So I believe if Sancho comes in, that's the quality elevated again, because you've seen it with Bruno, man. As soon as he come in, the quality was elevated instantly. Maybe it took 1 or 2 games, but as soon as he was settled in, well, he didn't even need to settle in. He came in 2-3 games, adapted to the game, boom. You're seeing the difference is clear for everyone to see. So when Sancho comes in, I'm saying when, if Sancho comes in, that will be the absolute same, and the quality will just go higher and higher.
Same wise for you, Nordin?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't believe the hype?
No, listen, I don't believe the hype because, like I said, Ed Woodward and the Glazers have buried me, you know what I mean? They've like I said, since 2011, I'm shouting about midfielders, you know what I mean? In the same weekend where we smashed Arsenal 8-2, I'm talking about midfielders. I'm looking at the structure of the team. I'm looking at the deficiencies in our team. And I've been crying out, and Fergie would come out, bless him, he would say, there's no value in the market. So to me, what I'm hearing, the news that I'm hearing, that Sancho is open to the idea. He's open to the idea of coming. Now, can your boy, I mean, the other side of you, Neil Ashton is up your batty, and Ed Woodward is on the side of me. I mean, so
I'm watching the batty, by the way.
Yeah. So can they cash up the money? Because one thing you have to think about, people are like, oh, he's going to go to Chelsea. And then you look at Chelsea and you think, they've got William, Pedro, Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic. They're at Man United.
And they recently started to play that little Scottish kid, Gilmore.
Yeah. So I look at them, I think, is one thing about him, right, is that at Man United, he's guaranteed, mate. He's guaranteed to be a majority of the big games and the starting lineup week to week on a Saturday at home at Old Trafford. He is right to be there on the right wing because there's nobody else that's going to play the right wing, right? So in terms of him playing on the right wing, and Aaron is right what he said about him. What the thing about him, because I remember watching him in the youth teams, like for Man City, you know, sometimes I watch United against Liverpool, United against City, and his goal record, actually, just to give you a little fact, Greenwood smashed Sancho's youth scoring record. That's the levels. You know what I mean? Greenwood smashed last season in the youth teams, smashed Sancho's scoring record before that. And I remember looking at Sancho one game when I watched him in the derby. I was like, oh my gosh, how good is this kid? And then I was thinking, but can he always, you always have that, don't you? You always have that thing. But can he do it in big man football? Can he do this? And as far as I can see, what I can see for Dortmund, this kid has got hell of a highlights. You could put like 3-4 hours of highlights just of him.
Trust me.
You know what I mean? Sending man here and there. But the thing about it is the football IQ, is the football intelligence. Knowing when to hold it, knowing when to pass, knowing when to finish. And I think he would improve even more. I think from what I'm hearing, like, he likes Manchester. You know what I mean? He's got brethren in Manchester. So he'll be open to it. And I'm only saying that because of his birthday, innit? You know what I mean? He's been flossing on Instagram and on Twitter. You know what I mean? It was his birthday the other day. And the bare people are shouting birthdays to him, you know what I mean? I know that, he you know what I mean, him and Rashford, you know that he's close to Dave, you know what I mean?
Jesse Lingard.
Yeah, Jesse Lingard. And Dave as well, you know Dave, you know what I mean? Dave. Those of you who don't know Dave, the rapper, you know, the UK grime artist rapper, he's close to him and he's a massive Man United fan, mate. Dave has got Glazers out on his banner, mate, on Twitter, mate.
Down here.
He's got it, mate. He's got Glaze. That's how much of a fan Dave is, yo. Seriously. You know that. So I think he's a talent. I think Aaron is right, 100%. This is where me and Aaron agree. That just getting Sancho won't be. I think getting someone like Thomas Partey, that's why I don't think, listen, someone like him or Ndidi, like even Ndidi for me, because he's playing in the league. And you look at Leicester. When Leicester struggled, who was missing out of the team?
Ndidi.
He was
Indeed.
in 4 or 5 games where they were struggling, and Didi was injured. So for me, he's very humble, super dedicated to football. You know that my guy's doing a degree in accounting or finance, and he goes to university. Yeah, he goes to university with with a cap. You know what I mean? With a cap, and like he looks down. So people don't even know that they're in university.
Amazing.
You know what? They're sitting next to him, and they don't even know that's him, Didi. That's how humble he is. So someone like him, but then also think there's other deficiencies in the team because we need to build to win a league. You have to build 11 players. Best 11 players don't win a league, mate. Don't win a league. So this thing about Igalo, we got to get rid of him because this is we're gonna bring striker. No, you keep strikers, you keep goal scorers. A squad wins the league. Squad wins the trophy, not just the first 11. The first 11 don't win jack, mate. That's like 1909 or 1920s football, mate, where there was not even one substitution. So in modern football, a squad, Man United have to build. Getting Sancho would add to the level of quality in the team. It will add to the level of quality, but we need other qualities in different departments. For Man United, for me to win, to be challenging for the league, Manchester United need to have 6 or 7, no, I say 5 players through the spine that are what you would consider world-class footballers.
Wow. I was just going to touch on that, Aaron. Next season, who from the academy and the youth team and the ones for the future could you see rising up to the Premier League and rise up to the first team? Who could you see?
Next season, Angel Gomez has to be in every matchday squad. Has to be, because I don't want to see him another season with the under-23s. He's been there for like 3 seasons now. That's enough. Bring him to the first team. Bring him into the matchday squad. Give him the odd minutes here and there. Another player I would like to see.
Right back, the young kid, the right back.
Sorry,
the right back kid. What's his name?
God.
What all I've been brain freeze right now.
His name's in my head.
But then you got Fosu Mensah still around. You know what I mean? There's a lot of players that are young talent. Only 21. Fosu Mensah, Ethan Laird. You know what I mean? There's a lot of competition for places now. United have to be very, very tactical and say, you know what? You know what I mean? We might need to get rid of a few of these guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not Ethan Laird, lad. Not Ethan Laird. Can't get rid of him.
Ahead of Fosu Mensah?
Ethan Laird, I've seen enough in that game. What game did he play again? There was one game where he played quite a lot of minutes. I've seen enough for me to say that this guy is a future right back of Man United. Enough.
The only thing about him is that he's got like his injury record. But listen, check out the goal scoring record he can play left and right. Check out his goal scoring record as a left back or as a right back. Incredible. Levels of skill and composure in front of goal. Levels. The thing that he has to grow up.
It's the modern game, man. They get taught that now. It's the modern game. You have to adapt.
Yeah.
Pure athleticism. So for me, obviously the midfielder, you got Garner in it.
Is Garner good enough though? I don't know about him, you know.
I think Garner needs to go on loan.
Yeah. I would say, man. And I would say I think if Sancho comes, Chong might have to go on loan.
Yeah. I believe so as well.
Wow. So you're going with that? What about Levitt? You know what I mean? Any things on Levitt?
Brilliant passer. Brilliant.
Yeah, Levitt. Oh, that's a shout as well, to be honest. That's a
brilliant passer. I think he has to go on loan as well. I think him and Garner have to go on loan.
Yeah.
So for you, Aaron, the future looks bright for you, or do you still think we're a bit miles behind in terms of top talents in Europe and whatnot? And obviously, you know a lot of European football. Do you think we're in terms of talent in European football? Are we up there, or do you still think we're a bit far away?
I think we're trying to get there, which is why you're seeing us sign all these players now. You're seeing us sign the likes of Hogewerf, Meshbury, and all these talents from all over Europe. You're seeing us sign them because you can see United want to have that strong academical background as well in terms of like youth academy. They want to be amongst the club where people say, yo, top academies in European football, Man United. Because at the moment, I believe the top youth academies are still Ajax, Ajax is probably number one for me because the talent that walks around there is ridiculous. Ajax, Bayern Munich. You could argue maybe Barcelona. Obviously, Barcelona. It's kind of dimmed down at Real Madrid because you don't see, apart from Valverde, who's the last one to come up.
Yeah, it's kind of dimmed down.
Yeah, he's the last one to come up from the Real Madrid Castilla in a very, very long time. I think the last one, an academy graduate, was in the first team was Asensio. And he's injured.
Oh, right. I was going to say
Asensio. And he's injured. You know what I mean? Unless I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Yeah, Real Madrid was up there. But then, yeah, you've got Ajax, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, and you could argue maybe Chelsea as well, Chelsea, because when it comes to the youth Champions Leagues, they're always there, bro.
Up there.
Always up there winning it.
You know what, when we're here, we're talking about youth talents. Can we please give an absolute shout out to the kid, Abdennouri of Ajax, who's basically today come out of coma.
Let's give a round of applause, man.
He's in a wheelchair, he's eating, and he's been in the coma for 2 years. You know what I mean?
I watched yesterday before I fell asleep. I actually watched the interview where there was a Dutch panel. It was on Dutch TV. So there was a panel of his brother was there, his dad was there, and then there were other panelists. And then in the background you had three of his best friends. Sorry, you had, I can't remember the third one, but Steven Bergwijn was there, and his best friend. Actually, people don't know. A lot of people don't know this, but Frankie de Jong was there, Steven Bergwijn, but his best friend is Donny van der Beek. Donny van der Beek was there, and he is literally one of his closest friends. They grew up together. They played together at the youth academy at Ajax. Obviously, de Jong as well. So they know each other. They gave various reasons on why he chose the number 34, and that was a brilliant story because at the time when you broke through to the first team, he had the feeling that Ajax was going to win their 34th title, so he chose the number 34, and they won it. Do you know what I mean? So, and then obviously, the tragic thing happened while they were on, training camp in Austria. And
nearly 3 years, Aaron. Nearly 3 years in a coma. And
yeah, man.
Just shows you the beauty of life.
His brother came out on the show and he said that he woke up. He could eat, like Nurdit said. He could eat. He can sleep. He burps. Do you know what I mean? It's not to the point where he can talk. He can't talk yet, but he's given forms of communications like eyebrows and stuff like that. And sometimes he'll even give a smile. They watch football together. He reacts to certain things, but you can see it's going to take time for him to fully recover step by step. But the fact that he's walking up already is a brilliant, brilliant sign, man. Brilliant news. And obviously, for anyone that watches this outside of England that is somehow related or knows Nouri, or Appy, as they like to call him there, stay strong, man, and we're with you, man. We're with you. But that was brilliant news, man. I was happy to read that. Honestly.
I think the whole of the footballing family was. I mean, I only deeked it before tonight because somebody sent me the thing saying, the kid's woken up. So yeah, you know what? Amongst what's going on, that is a rare news. You know what I mean? There's a fantastic
positive news,
and I've got to give up his family because some people would have switched that machine off a long time ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what? And that doesn't mean that those parents or those family members who make those decisions for people are wrong. Do you know what I mean? But it's just
no.
Like there was something that this kid, there may be something, you know what I mean? That was like, let's keep it on and let's just hope, man. To me, it will be the ultimate movie, the ultimate documentary, the ultimate.
Plays again.
If he even plays, not after breaking a higher standard, if he just plays just with his friends in the park, you know what I mean? Kicks about with him.
Just to kick a ball.
Pitch, you know what I mean?
But you know what? I believe he's going to recover fully. I firmly believe that.
And you know what? That's a very, very good ending to end on that. You know what I mean? Abdennouri, our thoughts are with you. And anyone who's from Dutch, anyone who's from Ajax that's watching this or any parts of the world, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's a very, very sad thing what's happened, but we are with you and solidarity to you, man. But guys, we're going to wrap up the podcast there. It's been a very, very Straightjacket podcast. I have revealed, guys, if Ed Woodward signs Sancho, you will see a Woodward poster right there. Mark my words. Aaron, socials.
All I've got to say to you is that Saeed's obviously got the corona. He's got the corona that's in the head, not the one that affects your breathing. You know what I mean? The one that's in the head, innit? And that's why he's gone to bed, innit? He's gone to bed with his toilet paper, innit? You know what I mean? Oh, I don't know if there's a brain in there or there's just a toilet paper in that head, you know?
Yeah, man. So yeah, follow me everywhere at Mr. Aaron UTD. You can follow me everywhere: Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, obviously, and add me on PSN as well if you want to play me. And then we can, I've got time on my hands anyway, so we can play each other on FIFA.
Yeah, man. And obviously the European podcast is out.
Yes, the European football show was out a few hours ago, so make sure you check that out with the two guys over here that you see. So
come on. No, the socials, mate.
You know, all I'm saying that Aaron and the PS, Aaron out. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm getting there.
Yeah, that guy Red Devil, mate. That guy Red Devil come at me. You know what I mean? I'm trying to give people the information. I'm not trying to eat too much because I think during this time there's a lot of oversaturation of social media. So I'm just trying to share because there's so many news, like so many deaths with the corona, everybody entertaining themselves. So I'm trying to not just give too much, but I'm always there for the therapy, innit? For everybody's therapy, you know what I mean? People can inbox me like people do. You know what I mean? If you need to get something off your chest, you know where I am. That guy Red Devil for your therapeutic needs, especially you. After this show finishes, I'm going to have to do a proper session with you, mate. I'm telling you.
Listen, we're on lockdown, but you're not leaving your house, mate.
Who said I'm leaving? I'm coming anywhere near that to catch that delusional coronavirus, mate. No chance.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. This has been podcast 60, Straightjacket podcast. I told you guys, it weren't called a Straightjacket for no reason. But guys, a pleasure, guys. Hope you're doing well. Make sure you guys are staying indoors. Stay locked in because this corona, I've seen a recent letter and a recent message from one of the NHS workers. Apparently, the virus is getting worse. Apparently, the next week, the government haven't realized the virus is getting worse and they're saying it's going to be very, very deadly. So I don't know if that's a true text message from the NHS worker or not. But guys, make sure you stay indoors. This virus will spread. If you're not working, and for me, I have to go work because I'm a key worker. But if you're not working, like you see Nuruddin and like you see Aaron, stay home, do your work at home, and make sure you stay safe, man. It's not about just thinking, you know what, I need to go for a walk. You know what I mean? Just for the sake of it. If you are going for a walk, go for it. But don't mess around and don't think you can go play in the park and do whatever you want to do. But guys, I want you to like this video. I want you to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to United Central. Subscribe to Aaron, Mr. Aaron United. And yeah, man, we'll see you again same time next week for the Straightjacket podcast. Word in.
Peace, love, and light. Delusional Saeed out.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.